If you're thinking about launching a video streaming business, stop researching platforms, at least for right now. It is pretty exciting, and I get that, but no matter what platform you choose, getting the non-technical foundation squared away before you start is how you'll set up your business for success. I'm about to show you the 4 foundational pieces that actually determine whether your membership succeeds or fails in the first 90 days. The first thing you absolutely must have, and this might seem obvious, but there is a critical distinction people miss, is an audience to sell to. But here is where it gets interesting. A social media audience is a good start, but an email list is what actually pays the bills. The folks on an email list are more engaged, and they've already opted in to more from you, so your future customers are likely to be on that list. If you don't have an email list yet, you need to start building one today by offering something valuable, like a bonus video, a PDF guide, anything that makes people want to give you their email address. But here's a mistake that kills new streaming sites before they even start. Your total audience and your paying customers, completely different numbers. And the gap between them is probably bigger than you think. Because look at it this way. I'm personally subscribed to somewhere between 50 and 100 YouTube channels, but I'd probably only buy something from 5 or 6 of them. The rest I will just enjoy their free content. So here's what you need to do to avoid being duped into thinking your customer base is bigger than it is. Run an audience survey. At the bare minimum, you could run some polls on an Insta story or in your YouTube community tab. But to get real results, try a survey through something like Google Forms or SurveyMonkey. There's plenty of free options out there. Ask 7 to 10 open-ended questions like, what's your biggest challenge with insert your topic? And what have you tried to solve it before? Or even ask, what digital products have you bought related to this topic? Now, if you've sold any kind of product before, here is a pro tip. Segment your survey so you give different questions to people who bought from you versus those who've never bought anything. Your paying customers have different experiences and insights than your free audience, and you need to understand both groups. But having an audience that's willing to pay isn't enough. Because the second foundation is where I see business owners completely fumble what could have been a successful launch. Before you even think about what platform to use, you need to be crystal clear on your unique value proposition. And no, get more content from me is not a value prop. Instead, what specific transformation or outcome do you provide that others don't? For example, instead of "we stream comedy," listen to this. We help comedy fans find the best stand-up in the UK without leaving the couch. Which, by the way, is what I would write as the value prop offered by Next Up Comedy. Did you hear the difference between those two statements? The more specific you get, the more compelling your offer becomes. And here's the question to answer after deciding on transformation. How is the way you provide that transformation different from free content on YouTube or from your competitors? Is it how deep you niche down? Is it your community? Is it your step-by-step system? If you can't clearly articulate what people get from your paid membership that they can't get elsewhere, you're gonna struggle hard. This clarity is going to guide everything you do. What content you make, how you price, how you talk about your membership, and what platform features matter most for your business. Remember I said stop looking for platforms? This is why. Do this first. And once you've nailed your positioning, you will need the third critical piece. And this is where first impressions can make or break your entire business. You need enough content to start, but not in the way most people think. No matter how great your content is, if your catalog looks empty, people are going to think it's worth less. It's purely psychological, but it happens, and you need to know how to fight these assumptions. So let me show you what I mean. Even if you have the same number of total minutes, the way you organize your content can look dramatically more or less valuable. Imagine logging in to see 3 30-minute videos with the rest of the page blank. Now imagine instead seeing a page full of content that ranges from 4 to 10 minutes, organized into clear categories with compelling titles. Which one looks more valuable and more professional? And which one makes you feel like you got your money's worth? It's the second one. And that's exactly why we tell businesses who are building with Uscreen to start with a minimum of 3 categories with about 5 videos each. It gives the impression of a robust, organized library that justifies a monthly or yearly subscription. But if you are still building out your content catalog, there's actually a way to start with less and still keep your members happy. You can launch what we call an MVP, that's minimum viable product, and brand it as a founder's launch or early access. Your MVP might include just a core set of videos covering essential topics, 1 or 2 community channels, and a clear content release schedule. It's just enough to demonstrate your value prop and start getting feedback from your early adopters. And my favorite part about this approach, you can offer your early members a discounted rate and invite them to actively shape your membership by giving feedback and suggesting content ideas. It makes your members feel really special to be there from day one, and the lower price is a powerful incentive to get people in the doors before the final touches make the price go up. Now, on to the 4th foundation, which can make a difference between sustainable profits and just barely scraping by. You need a good pricing strategy. This is where people get paralyzed by indecision, but it's worth pushing through because having a clear pricing strategy from the start is crucial for your success. So here's how to do this right. We start with research. Look at 3 to 5 competitors in your niche and take notes. What are they charging and what do they include? This is not to copy them, it's to understand what price range your potential customers are already used to seeing and paying. Then use what you know about your differentiators, which is the stuff you thought about in Foundation 2, to adjust your price based on that range. If you offer more, you should feel safe charging more. You should also have an understanding of what your costs are, including labor, because a shocking number of solopreneurs forget that they should pay themselves fairly too. If you're launching with the MVP method we talked about, a lot of successful memberships start with the founding member pricing that's about 20 to 30% lower than the planned monthly price. That creates the urgency to lock in the best rate and rewards early adopters. Okay, so now let's go rapid fire through the pricing mistakes that kill memberships before they get started. Okay, let's go. 1. Pricing too low because you're nervous. You cannot easily raise prices on existing members later unless you're ready to lose customers. 2. Having too many pricing tiers. It just confuses people and they end up not buying it all. We recommend sticking with monthly and annual options. You can maybe add a higher tier down the line. Oh, and speaking of, not offering annual options is a huge mistake. You miss out on cash upfront and higher customer lifetime value because folks who sign up for annual plans stick around longer. But even if you nail all of this, there's one more thing that separates successful memberships from ones that flounder. A subscription platform needs ongoing value to justify charging people every single month. So what's your plan for delivering that? It can take a bunch of different forms. Regular new content is obvious. It could be video on demand or live stream with replays. Community is another huge benefit, especially when members know you'll be actively responding to posts. But you knowing what you'll deliver is only half the battle. Your members and potential members are the ones who really need to know what's coming so they can get excited about it. That's why setting clear expectations is so critical. Take CartFix, for example. They stay right on their homepage. They'll post a new video every Friday. It's clear, simple, and easy to understand. If your posts aren't on an exact schedule, then publishing a calendar of what's ahead is a smart move. Uscreen's built-in calendar feature is perfect for this, but if you're not on Uscreen yet, even a calendar graphic in your community works, just not as smoothly. The key is setting clear expectations, then consistently meeting them. Your customers deserve respect, and you can show it by telling them exactly what they're paying for every month. Now that you know the 4 non-technical business foundations, you're ready for the next step, actually setting up your streaming site. I've got a complete guide that shows you how to build a branded subscription website for your video business with 0 coding required. You'll see examples, learn the truth about creating OTT apps, and discover exactly what to look for when choosing where to build your site. Check it out on screen or in the description, and I'll see you next time.